All right, what's going on, everybody? Ryan Ogren here, and today we're going to be going through what lead magnet is going to be the best to pair with your cold outreach in 2026. Obviously, that's a long YouTube title, so that's not going to be the title of the YouTube video, but which lead magnet should you start using and pairing with your cold outreach in 2026? That's what we're going to be talking about today. And real quick, if you guys don't know who I am, I'm Ryan Ogren. I'm the founder of MoneyMake Marketing. I'm a former pro baseball player. I played with the Orioles and the Mariners organizations, but we specialize in LinkedIn outreach and cold email. We've been able to book meetings with most of the Fortune 500, major brands, household names, and we've even been able to close deals with them for our clients. We've closed mid 5 figures, multiple 6 figures. We've closed 7-figure deals. And this year we closed an 8-figure deal that's going to be spilling into next year for one of our clients. So we did all this with our cold email and LinkedIn outreach. Today, we're going to be going through what lead magnets are the best for which type of outreach you're doing. So without further ado, let's get into it. I got my iPad here. So I'm going to be writing things down, and you're going to see them pop up on the screen. So let's get into it. All right, what is a lead magnet? I guess we need to start with, like, what is a lead magnet? So a lead magnet, what it's really supposed to do, think back to the principle of cold outreach. What is it? We are literally going to your dream target market, your prospects, directly. We're interrupting their day, and they have no idea who you are, ideally, because it's cold. And I say ideally they would actually know who you are. But let's just say they don't. You're a complete stranger. You've never spoken to this person before. They've never seen any of your stuff. We're a complete stranger. They have zero trust in us. They have skepticism all time high. They just don't value what we have to say. If they did, they probably would have already known who we are, right? So we're just starting at absolute zero. And when you reach out to somebody, automatically people are like, they start off annoyed. And for the most part, they're in scanner mode. You think back to like kind of how you operate in your inbox, right? You're not really looking at things, and same with your LinkedIn DMs. You're not really looking at everything. You're not reading everything. Your brain's trying to conserve energy. You're just looking for things that can actually like help you. And some things catch your eye. Just some things weirdly catch your eye. And what's catching your eye usually is going to be something that you deemed valuable, or you deemed helpful, or you deemed interesting, right? Just to say the least. Interesting to take a little bit deeper of a look. So everyone's by default in this scanner mode. So we reach out to a complete stranger who's in scanner mode, and they're your dream prospect, but we have to do a lot of work to get them to where they actually convert and become your customer, your client. So I think a lot of people make the mistake of just reaching out directly to their target market and then assuming that they're going to be able to book a meeting with them directly. There was no work done. You just created a complete stranger, and then you just interrupted their day. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, cold outreach doesn't work for us. Really? Like going to your target market directly doesn't work for you? Then that's a huge issue. So I always tell people like cold outreach doesn't work for you yet, because you just haven't figured it out. It can work for you. You just have to go to your dream prospects and figure out what information they need to see before they're interested. Then you can actually get a sales opportunity. So that's why we use something called a lead magnet. So what is a lead magnet? It's like a little asset. An asset could be an image, could be like a PDF, could be a video. That's one of my favorites. Could be like anything. Could be a service. Like you can actually do like a service as a lead magnet, which is a good one. You could do a million different things, and you can actually combine a lot of these things together. Those squiggles mean combine. And so what we do is we send this lead magnet to that stranger because they have more. It's lower effort for them to actually consume the lead magnet than to get on a call with you. Also, they can do it on their time, so it's at their leisure, so it's a lot easier. But it gives us an opportunity to build trust and build value. So trust and value are crucial in this process. And there's also a third one: trust, value, and then relevancy. All you cold outreach guys, you understand relevancy is really important, because is what they're looking at actually relevant to them at this point in time. So we'll get through all of these. Trust is, actually I'll put these, I'm going to change the order of these. So we will do value, trust, relevancy. And I actually would put relevancy into value. So value is like, is it worth them meeting with you? Okay, so the two levers that answer that question is value and relevancy in a sense, right? And if something is relevant to them, obviously there's an increase in value, right? So just an example of this: if you are, let's say your wife is pregnant or something, or like if you're a girl watching this, you're pregnant, and there's a book that shows up, like what to expect when you're expecting, that book, right? That's pretty relevant, right? Because you are actually expecting, right? Now, if that book showed up to a single bachelor, then it's not relevant at all. So relevancy matters because it adds to value. Like that book is more valuable to that couple than it is to that single male. Is it worth them meeting you? Is a big question you want to answer. Is it worth their focus / time? Okay, that's another one. And that's pretty much the biggest thing is we want to build enough value to get them on a sales call or get them to our conversion mechanism. Relevancy plays a role in this, and obviously we like to use AI for that, and I'll explain that. But value is really the thing we're trying to build with these lead magnets. And then trust is when you answer these questions. So when you answer these questions in value, do they believe you? So there's a famous marketer, I forget his name, but to prove a point, he ran an ad in a newspaper, and then ad was, call this number and you'll win $1,000, or call this number and I'll give you $1,000. And he ran the ad for like 3 days and nobody called. Maybe like one person called. And the reason being is it sounded too good to be true. No one believed it. Everyone was like, yeah, right, buddy. So you have to actually back up with social proof, just like proof in general, that it is worth meeting with you, and what you just said to answer that question actually has proof behind it. Like if you wanted to meet with us, we have our full like proof document. We have a pre-call proof document. If you're actually thinking about working with us, we'll actually disclose all of our clients that obviously allow us to disclose their names. We'll actually show messaging. We'll show a million different things, but we never do that up front. It doesn't align with who we are, and we don't want to like kind of send our client case studies to get more clients and just air out their laundry. We never do that. And the better agencies that I've actually known, and like my mentors, the guys that I pay a lot of money to every single month, they don't do it either because their clients are really high profile. And our clients are high profile. So we don't really air out people's laundry unless, we really, really need to. But the proof part is just pretty much explaining the claims that you're making. So, early in this video, I explained that we've been able to close multiple 5-figure deals. We've been able to close 6 figures, 7 figures, and just this year, 8-figure deal. Like I have the proof on that. So when I have the proof on that, obviously, I'm not going to show it on this video. This is going on YouTube. But when we have that particular proof, it really makes a whole lot of sense of why you really need to listen. It makes everything about the value section believable, which makes it land, right? That's the thing that makes it land. So you can make all these claims that you want, but if you don't have the proof to back it up, it's just an empty claim, and it's just another marketing BS that these people are making today that are inflating the marketplace with just false claims, and that's when people get burned. So you got to make sure that you hit value, relevancy, and then trust, okay? And don't be a scumbag. Be honest. Be real, okay? Oh, here we go. My iPad was just going blank. And so relevancy, it's all around timing. So we like to counteract. I just had a text. We like to counteract with, let me just pull Wi-Fi off. There we go. But we like to counteract timing with AI research. But at the same time, when we are going through, if it's not the right time, we just say, let's meet so you are ready for when the time comes, okay? One of our clients booked a meeting, and we did this by accident, but we just said in the call to action of the lead magnet, hey, we should jump on a call. I know you said it's not the right timing, but when the time does come, you don't want to be running around like crazy trying to find who we are or getting us approved and all that stuff. We can take care of that now. So when the time does come, that's what booked a call. So we made it relevant, right? We made it relevant for them because we just dangled like why they should do it now versus something else. So timing is important for cold email and lead magnets, but there are ways around it. So value, relevancy, and trust is what we're trying to accomplish in these lead magnets. All right. So what lead magnet is actually going to be the best lead magnet in 2026? It's the one that makes you sound human. Okay. It's the one that makes your prospect think you actually care about them. And I'm not saying not to care about your prospect, but they need to think that you actually took the time and made this, and you actually put work in ahead of time, and you care about them. And AI is just making that worse. So the best for 2026, any that show you care about them and did work without expecting a return. That is the best lead. And and here's the reason why, as we get into this AI world that's going to be way, 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 way crazier with outreach messaging, with stuff that actually does hit the nail on the head. Like you're going to be seeing, I bet in 2026 and 2027, you will go look at a product on Amazon and then you will get a cold email about that product or a competitor's product right after that. I think that is totally in the question, and I don't think that we're too far away from getting that. Obviously, I don't think that is totally like the Can Spam Act compliant, but I truly believe we're going to be in a world where the relevant factor is going to be like really crazy and really overdone. So then how do we know? Like a lot of people are just going to be like, well, I know AI is just doing this entire thing. Nah, next. And there's going to be so much of that happening. Now, we can sift through all that noise. How can we do that? And it's going to be, a lead magnet that shows that you care and you put in work for them to see some value without expecting any return. So then pretty much the lead magnet, we think through what would this prospect need to see that would be unreasonable for them not to meet with us. That's the question that we ask ourselves. And once we answer that question, we just think through what format do we deliver with. That's it. And usually, the more complex it is, the more will actually lead towards a personalized video. And if you think back to why in 2026, what the best lead magnet is going to actually be, straight up, it's going to be a personalized video. And let me backtrack. It's not going to just be a personalized video. It's going to be anything that shows that you care and did work before, the call or before them knowing you, and you personalized it to them, because that's what gets them to watch. I know I'm kind of adding things on as we go here, but this isn't scripted. So the personalized video piece is just a good vehicle to actually showcase that you're not AI, because everyone knows AI is not good enough yet for that. This video could not be recorded by AI, right? Not yet, at least. Sooner or later, I think it could be. And we've actually found a way to personalize these videos and do it at scale, but do it in a way that does not seem at all AI. And I actually tricked a bunch of my clients because they onboarded with us with it, and we actually used an AI video for it. But you just have to kind of think through what is going to show my prospects that I care about them, what's going to solve a problem that they didn't know they had, or what's going to solve a problem that they have right now and then lead them to my next problem. What's something that I can show them that shows that I actually care about them and did work ahead of time without expecting a return, increasing some goodwill. Then how do I deliver that? Usually it's going to come down to a personalized video, a PDF, a video, X, Y, and Z. PDFs are just going to be not useful at all anymore. I just think AI just does that. But I'm not saying don't do it. We have a client that we do a price list PDF and we do a customized price list for them. So that's interesting, but I would say the personalized things that show you care and they actually spent time on it. The reason we need to have them spend time on it, the reason you need to spend time on these things. So personalized or spend time on the lead magnet / work / money is it invokes that reciprocity principle. If someone knows that you actually spent the time and the money and the resources to create this for them, they are going to watch. So the reciprocity is the thing that gets them to watch. Consume. And so it's very, very important to give the effect that you put in a lot of work. So you just need the effect. You put in work, you gave value, it's useful for them. It's usually going to be personalized, but not always. All right. So if you do that, that's going to be the best lead magnet. Well, actually then, just to show you how to use this now on LinkedIn, let me see if I can draw the LinkedIn logo. This isn't bad. Man, that's not bad at all. LinkedIn. So we'll actually just DM them. The CTA is just can we send over X? And then you would send this video over. Then email. Let me draw an email. That's pretty good too. Wow. I guess I would do that. Did I ruin it? I don't know what I ruined it. And then we would do the same thing here. And so that's pretty much the strategy. And that's what the best lead magnet is going to be in 2026. And I think it's going to become more and more relevant in advertising, in marketing, and everything across the world, that you need to be human and actually show that you put in effort and work for your prospects before they work with you. I think we're about to get a ton of AI slop in our inboxes, and this is a surefire way to stand out. It's going to be tough, but if you wanted to do it, if you just wanted to have this effect and didn't have to want to do it for you, or you don't want to have to do it for yourself and you want someone to do it for you, you can click the link below and apply to work with us. Not saying we're going to just do it for you, not saying we're even going to give you an offer. It's real. We only take on boutique clients that we believe truly that we can get great results for. But you can apply. Nothing's stopping you from that. And we can talk about us doing it for you. If you just want us to design our personalized lead magnet system, something that is always going to personalize everything beautifully for you, and you can just attach it to your app, we can also talk about that. We can build it for you. We're very good at these types of things. So make sure you apply to work with us, and hope you enjoy this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. I'm Ryan Ogren. This is MoneyMake Marketing. See ya.